Good evening. This is Kev here to drive you crazy. Okay, so obviously you can see just from the fact that I'm wearing my mask right now and the fact that you read the title, I am talking about just generally wearing masks. Okay, so I'll simply break this down the way I want to look at it right now. There's a lot of people who are very, political and very, you know, self-prided to what they want to say about not wanting to wear a mask. One of those very simple things is, like oh, I'm American, you can't force me to do something like this. And, that is 100% true. No one is forcing you to wear it, but I can tell you this much right now, there's not going to be that many people who are happy that you're doing it either. The way I'm going to go about it is very simple. Okay, there's a lot of different points that I want to bring up about this situation on wearing masks. So obviously, first thing is first, it's for protection. No matter what, it could be the cloth one that I wear. You can wear an actual, N95 or one of those actual protective surgical masks to wear to make sure that you are covering yourself from any potential reason that you can, be in contact the with the virus. The second thing I want to bring up is just knowing that as much as I don't want to complain about it myself, because everyone has a really difficult time trying to adjust to how you can breathe with a mask on. For myself, and without any reason to complain, again, I go to work and I have to wear this mask when I go to work. Now, there's some places that, wearing a mask is not too difficult. Sometimes you might be inside of a AC'd building that might keep it nice and cool inside, so breathing might not be as terrible because at least you're surrounded by cool air to breathe in. But for me, I work in an auto parts store where the front store part, yeah, it's, at least chilled, AC'd, but it's not where anyone's going to be considering it cold. And especially when it's during this midsummer time now where everything is just getting hot. And especially where I am most of the time in the back warehouse side of it, where that entire warehouse is only based off of fans. And my entire warehouse that I have is based off of like 3 fans basically. 2 big ones and then 2 smaller ones. So I would say about 3. And that's really not enough. For my personal say in there, it gets hot. It gets super hot, but I'm back there wearing my mask and having to deal with the fact of I know I can't breathe that well, but at the same time, I'm making sure I'm protecting myself. Mentioned it in videos before, I do have my wife, I do have a child coming up, I have my family, I have all these things that I know is on my way in my future, and this is the way I need to go about it. There was a point in time where my work had to cut back on hours because of how slow, this whole pandemic has been going out. But I've been lucky enough to know that I could say I've been trying to push my way through. I had worked 13 out of the last 14 days just to try and make sure I can accumulate whatever I could. And that's not even including my side job. That's all just work at work. And then I do everything else on my side job as well, whether I choose to go and, prolong this story anyway, just to say I go a long way to know that I wear this mask and I do it for myself, to protect myself and for the people who I care for and who I love, Which brings up to the next point on it, which is how people will wear it but are very ignorant on how they choose to wear it. How they choose to wear it is more on, oh, I put it on, but then They do the whole, oh, it's right underneath my nose, or I would pull it up in a way and still talk to you in such a way where you can still be able to hear me. And that's why I look to that like, I'm sorry, I don't care if you want to complain about not being able to breathe in this mask. I kind of reflect back on saying like the 13 out of the 14 days that I've worked here, that's all wearing a mask. 13 out of 14 days of being at work, 98 hours of work with overtime, yes. And I would say, even if you were to cut a third of that time without wearing a mask, just because there are times where we have some downtime to say, okay, yes, take your mask off, get a quick breather, drink some water, because as soon as a customer walks into our store, mask on, no matter what. If it's busy and we're consistently getting more and more people in, it don't matter. We could have that mask on for 2-3 hours straight if there's customers that are 2 to 3 hours straight consistently coming into our store. Sorry about that vibrations. Anyway, my point, just to sum it up a little bit, is we go out of our way to always protect ourselves, and we are holding these things 7-8 hours a day. And that's why I said, like, if I cut back a third of that time period, I could say that's still like 33 hours maybe without the mask, but that's still like 65 hours with a mask on. And that's if I cut it to a third. And people can't even deal with being in the store for 10 minutes with this mask on, acting like they can't breathe. That's the thing that doesn't make sense to me, is these people who have to go out of their way to go to work, be able to actually, follow these guidelines that the jobs now are enforcing. Okay, don't make it sound like this, oh, I'm above the law kind of thing. Like, this is the way that I've just read something earlier today as well, which was, you have the perfect freedom to not wear the mask, but we have the perfect freedom to deny serving you then. And if anyone wants to complain about that kind of thing, well, as far as I'm concerned, this thing has been going on for months. Quarantined, stay at home. People may not have been able to get to their jobs, or might have been going to their jobs, or there are just the people who say, you know what, this has been going on too long and I'm sick of it. You know what, I'm sick of it too. We're all sick of it, but it's better than actually getting sick. And that's my point. I have too much that I look forward to in my future to have you be the one who wants to say you can't deal with it. That to me just sounds like more complaining about things than actually just trying to resolve what is already a difficult situation that no one likes to have to admit to. Everything right now sucks. It really does. I would like to show, like, if I ever have to put on my mask, I always gotta take off my glasses. I always gotta make sure it's completely wrapped, strapped, perfectly put on, perfectly placed right back. If not, I can move it moves my glasses. I have to move it to make sure that I properly sit it on my glasses. I can't just pull it off all willy-nilly. I gotta make sure I'm holding it and make sure it comes off nicely. It is a struggle, and to do that 10, 12 times every single day, just because of when you have to take off your mask just to be able to breathe, to be able to put it right back on to help with a customer. As far as I'm concerned, putting on this mask is not the most difficult thing to do. But as long as we are able to put it on, it's not hard. Final thing I want to just say is, please continue just helping each other out. No matter how many people may want to try and be difficult about this situation, we are all here to make sure that we can get out of this alive. So thank you again for watching. Again, I'm Cab, and I'm here to drive you crazy. God bless, aloha, and take care.